Hi guys, and welcome back to the 52-week illustration challenge. As you can see here on the screen is week 12 and the prompt was zoom. Now with this one actually I have to thank Serena Doyle from Anita Gadzinska's 52-week 365-day sketchbook challenge. She actually gave me this idea of a turtle with a jetpack on when I was stuck on prompts, and so I actually came up with a different idea. I took a sea turtle with a scuba tank on the back that he's using to zoom around under the ocean. Now I loved my drawing how it first came out. It actually reminds me a lot of the sea turtle from Finding Nemo, and that just occurred to me after I was done with it. I was looking at lots of cartoony turtles online and getting ideas for how to do eyes and stuff like that. And then, of course, looking up shells and patterns, and I had to work with a lot of different angles to try and eventually get this one. And it was okay. It turned out fine, I think. And he looks kind of goofy and funny, and with a tank strapped to his back, kind of jetting him forward for the zoom aspect. Now, the funny thing about this piece is I wasn't too happy here already when I'm doing the waves. I just didn't like the color combination. I thought I did them too light, and I was getting so frustrated because I hadn't used my Schminke masking fluid on the bubbles and on the sea turtle, because this is slightly textured paper I'm working with here, and I was afraid it was going to tear. So I had to paint around each individual bubble, and it was a pain in the butt, so I didn't want to have to do multiple layers. So it just turned out too light. And then this piece is truly like a testament to having to have faith in yourself as an artist and pushing through. Because halfway through this piece, I hated it. I hated it more than I hated the eerie prompt. I was so upset with how my turtle was turning out. I didn't really know what color scheme I was going to go for. Here you can see I started with like a blue-green for the pattern, and I had no idea how to do the pattern. I had stopped looking at references online and was just kind of winging it, and that's why they look terrible. They don't look like sea turtle patterns on their scales, you know. And I just didn't want to pick up the phone. I was so frustrated already. I was tired. I'm actually filming this ahead of time because I will be away in Lapland here in Finland to go do some skiing, so I had to kind of plan ahead and do this extra prompt ahead of time. And because of that fact, I'm now doing this a day after having done prompt 11, stamp with the mouse, and I'm quite tired, and I was quite frustrated, but I didn't want to fall behind again because that would frustrate me even more. So I went ahead and I did this one. I loved the drawing and how it came out. I was very satisfied with it. My plan and everything for it was working out great. But then when I had to actually start painting now with his colors, didn't like the green, so I started to paint over here with some yellow ochre, and I kind of knew I wanted the shell to have brown in it, and I was literally guessing my way here through the color wheel to figure out what I was doing with this sea turtle. The only thing that I knew the colors of for sure was the scuba tank, which was going to be gray and black, and then the band that's tying it to the turtle's shell would be red. That was it. So, as you can see what I'm doing here, I'm busy laying down shadows now with Payne's Gray from my White Nights palette, and I just start layering colors. Now right here, this is the point when I start putting down this brown that I start to hate this piece. It's just because at the time, because I hadn't finished, layering things, it was in the ugly phase. Now, all artists know the ugly phase, and it is usually the straw that can break the camel's back if you don't persevere. And there have been many times when I've come to this stage and wanted to just toss a piece away. But thankfully, with experience and time, I've learned that actually, this piece might turn out amazing. because that's what's happened to me in the past. I've really hated a piece in the middle. I thought it was so ugly and completely unsalvageable, and then in the end, I love it. If I just push through and keep doing details, because as far as I'm concerned already at that point, it's ruined. There's no saving it. So then I might as well push through and see if I can make something out of it. If it gets worse, then it, you know, no loss. It's already, in my opinion, a mess. And this is one of those pieces where just by pushing through this ugly phase and just kept on layering on details and, you know, focusing more on where shadows and things are and not focusing too much on the colors and just playing around with how things looked. This was literally just experimenting, and because I did it that way, I loved it. It came out so great in the end. I even decided to put some, like, I guess waves or lines of motion coming at the end using gouache, and it really was the finishing touch. I'm so happy with this piece. You have no idea how relieved I am. After the menace that I had with this piece, I was just absolutely being tortured by this prompt. And then in the end, of course, it turned out to be now, I think, one of my favorites. So let me know what you guys think about this piece, and if you've had similar experiences with the ugly phase and feeling like you just want to quit. And is anybody else doing the challenge on a personal level? I'd love to know, and I'd love to see your work. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say for this piece, is that I'm so happy it turned out well. So you guys will be enjoying this while I will still be skiing up in Lapland. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys, and I will be back the following weekend with the next prompt. So have a great one, everybody, and thanks so much for watching and supporting me. And please always feel free to share these, leave some comments, drop a like if you got some time, and of course, always please subscribe to my channel. It really helps a lot. Thanks so much, you guys, and I will see you guys with the next prompt. Bye!